4. Today I'm walking through the 500 PCS Solder Seal Wire Connectors Kit and showing what matters in real use. You will find a link to purchase this and other models at a discount in the description below the video. You can place your order right now. I can't show my own footage today, so we'll go with a clean screencast and focus on details, specs, and what actually works in the garage and on the water. This kit bundles about 500 solder sleeve butt connectors. The sleeves are clear heat shrink with a low melt solder ring in the center and 2 adhesive rings on the ends. The colors mark wire gauge: white for thin signal lines around 26 to 24 AWG, red for 22 to 18 AWG, blue for 16 to 14 AWG, and yellow for heavier 12 to 10 AWG. The idea is simple. Strip both wires, overlap them inside the tube, center the solder ring on the joint, and apply heat until the solder flows and the adhesive seals. No separate crimper, no rosin, no extra tubing. The material is polyolefin heat shrink, so it contracts evenly and resists abrasion better than PVC. Adhesive liners soften and bond to insulation as you heat, pushing out air and moisture. When done right, the joint is tight, transparent, and you can see the solder wet the copper. That visibility is a real advantage over opaque crimps. A solid joint shows smooth, shiny solder with no gaps and a thin bead where it wicked into the strands. Heating technique is where most people fail. Use a heat gun if you can. Start at the ends to shrink the adhesive bands first.
Did you know that the best discounts on Amazon last only a few hours? That's why I launched 2 channels where I publish the highest discounts on Amazon products in real time every day. Follow the link in the description and subscribe to our Threads and Telegram channels right now to consistently save money on your everyday purchases.
Anchors the wires and prevents gaps. Sweep the heat toward the center slowly. Keep the sleeve rotating so you don't scorch one side. When the solder ring turns glossy and you see a small squeeze out into the strands, stop and let it cool. Yanking while it's hot can weaken the seal. A lighter can work in a pinch, but it's easy to soot the sleeve or overheat the insulation. If a lighter is all you have, hold the flame beside, not under, and keep it moving. Wire prep matters. Cut back to bright copper. If the strands are black or crusty, the solder may not wet. Don't tin the wire first. These are designed for bare strands so the internal flux can do its job. Pick the right size. If you cram too thick wires into a red sleeve, the ends won't seal. If you choose one that's too large, the solder won't contact the copper and you'll get a weak joint. After cooling, give it a firm pull test. If it slips, redo it. These are consumables. Wasting one is better than chasing an intermittent fault later. Where do these shine? Low to moderate current circuits in cars, motorcycles, trailers, boats, RVs, solar controllers, LED lighting, sensors, and audio. They're great when you need waterproofing without extra steps. In marine use, the adhesive seal keeps salt and spray out better than a plain crimp. In tight spaces behind dashboards, not having to handle separate solder, flux, and tubing simplifies things. Limits are real. Underhood high heat zones near exhaust or turbo are not ideal. Prolonged heat can soften the adhesive over time. For very high current splices, or where standards like UL CSA listing are required, a crimp with the correct tool or a proper soldered Western Union splice with adhesive heat shrink may be safer. Also, these joints are not meant to flex constantly. Mount the harness so the splice is strain relieved. Another caveat is rework. Once you melt the sleeve, it's done. If you need to change the run, you'll cut it out and start over. Quality control on big mixed kits can vary slightly. Expect most pieces to be clean and consistent, but a few may have off-center solder rings. Toss those rather than fighting them. Because this is a 500-piece box, you'll likely have a surplus of sizes you use less often. That's fine for a shop, less ideal if you only need blue and red. value is still strong compared to buying small packs. A few practical tips. Label your harness before splicing so you don't join the wrong runs. Stagger multiple splices along a bundle to avoid a thick lump. Bundle finished joints with fabric tape rather than PVC to reduce noise and abrasion. If you must work outside in the cold, warm the sleeve first in your pocket so it starts shrinking evenly. Keep a small piece of aluminum foil handy as a heat shield to protect nearby plastic clips. Bottom line, these solder seal sleeves are fast, tidy, and weather-resistant when used correctly. They won't replace every crimp or solder method, but for general 12-volt and marine wiring, they save time and produce a clean, inspectable joint. If you respect the sizing and heating